Today's tattoo skill sharing is especially useful for people who already have some tattoo experience on real skin. Let's say in between people who already tattooed maybe 10, 20 pieces of tattoo, all the way until if you have 2 years experience. If you're at this stage, today's tattoo skill sharing is for you. The traditional way of teaching tattoo is to see the outlining as a skill and see the filling as another skill. I'm sure we all learned tattoo that way, which is we outline the tattoo first and then we use a liner to slowly fill in with small circles. This is just a very common tattoo technique for beginners. Let me give you an example here. And we all started tattooing that way, which is fine. But a lot of people carried this habit until many years later. When they're doing tattoos, they're still only outlining everything first and then use a mag or use a liner to fill the colors in, which is not wrong. But I would say it is kind of like more basic way of doing tattoos, because if you outline the tattoo first and then you fill it, the tattoo is gonna look a little bit harsh. There will be more chance for your lines to disconnect with your shade. There's more chance that you would have a gap in between your outline and in the middle of your tattoo, and it just can look a little bit stiff. So once you've had a little bit tattoo experience, I would recommend another way of doing it, which is doing the outline and the middle part at the same time. So here is a lining skill combined with a little bit color packing. I'm going with a very low voltage, which is about 4.5, 4.7 I think. That's the lowest for this machine. So you can see I'm doing small circles together with a little bit lining, just kind of doing it at the same time. Can you see? Mm-hmm. In this video, I'm doing the lining and the shading at the same time. So I'm doing the circling while I am lining it out as well. The benefit is that the outcome would look more natural as a whole piece, and I reduce the chance of the lining disconnect with the shade in the middle. Also, because I'm doing it all together, I'm reducing some overwork, because if I would outline the line first and then I come back to shade it out, I will have an overlap on the line, and that is a little bit overwork. So if I do it at the same time, it can reduce that. Another way to do it is to shade it out first and then use the liner to clean out the edge lines. This is a very non-traditional way to do it. Most tattoo artists, tattoo apprentices are not taught this way, because we are taught to do the outline first, because if we do the outline first, the stencil, you're not worried that the stencil gets wiped off and it is safe to tattoo. But I learned this skill from some other experienced tattoo artists, that if you would just shade it out first and then clean out the outline better, the outline and the shading inside the tattoo can blend a lot better. I personally mostly use it for mag shading, because naturally mag shading is even easier to disconnect with the outline. So if you look at this clip here, I used a mag to shade out the main body first, and then I used a liner to clean out the edge line. skill is kind of a little bit advanced, because let's say if you're still scared of your stencil coming off, if you don't have the confidence to cope with a tattoo when the stencil is gone, then you shouldn't be doing this, because using a mag to shade out the body first, or even let's say even if you're using a liner to do it, it can get the stencil wiped away really fast. So there is a big chance by the time you touch the outline, there is no stencil for you to look at. And that's why I say this tattoo skill is for experienced tattoo artists. I think it is important to learn tattoo skills according to your stage, your stage of career life, depending on how much experience you have. There are different ways to cope with different things. If we already have some tattoo experience, the beginner way of doing things could not be the best, because the outcome is just not as good. But let's say if you are a beginner artist, I personally think it is not that good if you just try to learn things from any other experienced artists, because a lot of times those experienced artists do things very fast, because they already have the feeling in their hand to cope with complicated situations. But because you're a beginner, you don't have that yet. So if you just like learn stuff online, or try to copy whatever stuff experienced artists do, that maybe it's not the best thing, because it can bring some bad habits. Today's tattoo skill is shared to the stage 3 tattoo artist. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, share it to your friend, all of it. If you're not sure what stage you are at, you could go click on this relevant video, and you'll see what I mean by stages.